Why the U.S. destroyed its own money in 1918. 1. Hook overview. In 1918, during World War I, the United States melted more than 270 million silver dollars. So what does that actually mean? It means the government destroyed its own money to stop an economic crisis that could have collapsed an entire empire. This decision changed how the world understands government power over money. Footnote. This section introduces the shocking idea that the U.S. destroyed its own currency during a global crisis. 2. The global problem. World War I pushed nations to the edge. Britain needed silver to protect its money system in India. Germany spread rumors that Britain did not have enough silver, causing people in India to panic and demand real silver for their paper notes. This created bank runs that threatened the whole empire. So what does that actually mean? It means Germany attacked Britain's money instead of just its soldiers. Footnote. This section explains how financial attacks pushed Britain toward collapse. 3. Why Britain needed American silver. Britain was running out of silver fast. If India's money system collapsed, Britain risked losing the war. The United States had huge piles of silver dollars sitting in vaults. Melting them could supply Britain with the metal it needed to keep the war going. Footnote. This section explains why U.S. silver became the key to saving Britain's financial system. 4. The Pittman Act. Congress passed the Pittman Act in 1918, allowing millions of silver dollars to be melted and sold to Britain. The law required the U.S. to replace every melted coin by buying new American-mined silver. So what does that actually mean? It means the government destroyed old money while boosting the silver mining industry at the same time. Footnote. This section describes the law that allowed the melting program. 5. Massive destruction. More than 270 million silver dollars were melted. Nearly half of all Morgan dollars ever made were destroyed. Workers loaded bags of coins into furnaces in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. No one kept track of which rare dates were lost forever. Footnote. This section shows how large the destruction was and why so many collectible coins disappeared. 6. Why records were lost. Coins arrived faster than workers could count them. Bags were mislabeled or overfilled. Because of poor record keeping, nobody knows exactly which rare coins were melted. This randomness created new scarcity that collectors still deal with today. Footnote. This section explains how mistakes created accidental rarity in the coin market. 7. The Carson City Surprise. A hidden stash of almost 3 million Carson City silver dollars survived only because they were stored in hard-to-reach vaults. Workers melted the easiest bags first, leaving the Carson City coins untouched. Decades later, this discovery completely changed coin values. Footnote. This section shows how simple storage accidents allowed rare coins to survive. 8. Replacing the melted coins. After the war, the U.S. had to replace the destroyed coins with newly mined silver. This led to the creation of the peace dollar in 1921, meant to celebrate the end of the war. But the design had to be changed because the mint could not produce the high-relief version efficiently. So what does that actually mean? Even symbolic money must obey practical limits. Footnote. This section explains how new coins were made and why the peace dollar design changed. 9. Government power over money. The Pittman Act proved that governments can destroy or change currency during emergencies. Even promises printed on money can be rewritten when leaders believe survival is at stake. Problem, empathy, action. The problem was national survival. The fear was losing the war. The action was destroying currency to protect the economy. Footnote. This section explains the deeper meaning of the government's decision to melt legal tender. 10. Long-term effects. Only about 10% of all Morgan dollars survive today because of the melting programs. Later laws in the 1930s and 1940s repeated the same idea, destroying millions more coins. The Pittman Act set a precedent used in future crises. Footnote. This section shows how the destruction continued under later laws. 11. The modern lesson. The main lesson is simple. When governments face danger, money becomes flexible, promises become temporary, and currency becomes expendable. So what does that actually mean? It means understanding that money survives only when the government chooses to protect it. Footnote. This section connects the 1918 event to modern monetary behavior.